Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel BBTechHub. So today I'm here with the topic that is DNS. And this is the fourth parameter of TCP/IP properties and it is very important. Who are the beginners in this networking industry? They should have a very clear concept about the DNS while configuring the network settings. So the first question, what is DNS? So we call it as the full form is domain name system and it is an application layer protocol. Application layer means in the OSI reference model, which is developed by ISO, in this reference model, this protocol comes under the seventh layer, that is nothing but the application layer. And this protocol uses port number 53. Now, what is the use of this protocol? It provides the name resolution service. So what is the name resolution service? Name resolution service means the service which resolves host name to IP address and IP to FQDN. So what is FQDN? The full form is fully qualified domain name. What is FQDN? The FQDN is nothing but the host name plus domain name. In a network, a host is qualified along with this domain name. Now, this service is using both TCP and UDP protocol. In the previous video, I told you in the transport layer of OSI model, there are two important protocols is there. One is TCP, another is UDP. While TCP, we call it as a connection-oriented protocol and UDP is a connectionless protocol. So DNS is such type of service that it is using both the protocols. Okay. Now here is the question, why we need this service? So you have to understand one thing. Suppose in a college, a professor is doing the roll call. So in the college, a student is identified the roll number. But for a professor, it is rather very easy to call by name because name is a very habituated thing. We are very much habituated with this name and it is very easy to remember the name. But if you go for the official work, what happens? Official work is done through the roll number in a college. So now the question is that whenever a professor is calling the student by name, student very easily respond. Okay. Same thing, what happens in a network when an user is accessing a server, internet server. So it is very much easy for the user to call it by the name. But in a network, every host is identified by its unique IP address. So there is a mismatch. The user is saying the host name and the device is asking for the IP address. User is saying, I do not know the IP address. Host is saying, I cannot respond without the IP address. तो आप देखो कितना बड़ा contradiction है. Network में एक human being who is accessing internet, asking the services, and they are calling the server by name, but server is unable to respond because server is क्या बोल रहे? Server is asking मुझे IP बोलो, then I will respond. So in this situation, what happened? A server is designed, is it? इस सर्वर में कौन सा सर्विस दिया गया? DNS नाम का सर्विस दिया गया. और क्या किया गया? एक डेटाबेस डेवलप किया गया जिसको हम लोग क्या कहते हैं? DNS zone. क्या हुआ? We have developed a database that is called DNS zone. And what are the content of the DNS zone? So in this content, what we have kept? Host name के साथ उनका IP address का एक list बना के रखा. Now suppose a user is going to access the server. Suppose here is the Yahoo mail. So this moment, what happened? The user will not directly contact the server. It will contact the DNS server. DNS server को बोलेंगे, I am asking for www.gmail.com. मुझे resolve करके दो. आपके पास तो database है. Please connect me. तब ये search करना शुरू करेंगे. Okay. So then it will go for the searching. So ये अचानक देखेंगे yes हमारे पास तो Gmail है. What is the IP address? 50.1.1.1. So it will reconnect to the Gmail server. Have you understood everybody? And the moment it is returning with the services, वो फिर DNS के पास आएंगे. Why? DNS has mapped this 50.1.1.1 with the what? gmail.com. So आप यहाँ पे एक चीज देखो, what happens? ये कितना अच्छा एक मीडिएटर है. How good mediator it is. The user is calling by name and it is resolving name to IP. Is it? So this is the primary task of a DNS server. तो अगर हम एक होस्ट को डीएनएस सर्वर का एड्रेस मेंशन करते हैं तो व्हाट हैपेंस? We can access the internet server by using the name. Am I clear, everyone? So what is the benefit of having a DNS server? So when we configure a DNS server in a network, what happens? This device, the host who are going to access the internet server, they easily can access the server without knowing the IP address. So DNS work as the very good mediator. And remember, it is the very much important server in internet, because when a network is running and the persons who are working over there and who are basically maximum the non-technical, who does not have the idea about this IP address, and they access the internet like that only. They only go for the name. They just type in the browser the name of the servers and वो जस्ट टाइप करते सर्वर, बट सर्वर कनेक्ट होते आईपी एड्रेस पे. सो बैक एंड में कौन काम कर रहे? बैक एंड में नथिंग बट आवर डीएनएस सर्वर इज वर्किंग. सो एवरीवन, यू अंडरस्टूड द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ डीएनएस सर्वर. नाउ एक क्वेश्चन है, क्या कैन आई एक्सेस इंटरनेट विद डीएनएस सर्वर? Yes, I can access internet without DNS server, provided you have to remember the IP address of the server. Okay. So it is also very good question. It's a very tricky question. Can we access internet without DNS server? Answer is yes. We can access the internet without DNS server. तो करना क्या पड़ेगा? आपको याद रखना पड़ेगा what is the address of the host. So everyone, you understood? Now the question, आप बताओ, if there is no DNS server in the network, what will happen? Forcefully, I have to remember the IP address. So that is the reason the network admin think for the redundancy. They need a backup. If my DNS server goes down, then who will take the responsibility of the name resolution service? This is the reason in the network we should configure a alternate DNS server. What should we configure? Alternate DNS server. So in networking terminology, we call the main DNS as a preferred DNS, and who is the working as the backup is called as alternate DNS. The in normal condition, preferred DNS will give the name resolution service. The moment preferred DNS is down, alternate DNS starts providing the name resolution service. So today, after this, in the next video, I will come up with the practicals of the DNS server. Thank you.